They are a nasty, nasty woman too. I hate
All
all
right,
fucking.
Xbox One, everyone knows it's a nasty woman. All right, it's a nasty, nasty woman, okay? Everyone knows it.
The best thing
Every
about that fucking thing was that it could play a whole bunch of 360 and Xbox original games, but it had no games of
Yeah.
its own.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Why Are You Still Here? The show where we talk about many things,
Yes.
some of which we want, actually, most of what we want, pretty much all of what we want, don't judge us. And so today, Lucas, why are we still here?
Special features, move your head. Don't fall over. 21. Look, it's old enough to drink and buy cigarettes now.
That was going to be my joke.
Very good.
That's a nasty woman. Okay, that's a nasty woman. Anyway, so we're here on this lovely day to talk about special features, which, you know, most people probably know at this point and they avoid it like the plague.
Yep,
But
all 24 of you who tune in every month.
yes, we have 409 subscribers. I think we had 410 and then we lost one, but um
We post this video and then we lose the rest.
yeah, we'll lose more. So for those that don't know special features, it's the special that we do every now and then. You'll see that there was one not that long ago, but here's insider secrets. That was recorded like 3 months ago.
Oh, it's
So
forever ago.
a very long time. So much so that I can't even remember what I showed off in that episode. So I might have two things that I already showed off, but whatever.
I'll let you know.
Um, so yeah, so it most of it is, like show and tell what we have purchased over the last month, which is why we
Which we're
put it traditionally
slapping
at the end of the month.
slapping a big disclaimer on it for this episode. Um, being that we haven't shown anything new off in months. I mean, this is an extravagant one. It's huge. And
Huge,
I was telling Brandon that
huge. Okay.
just with the way everything is, um, we just don't have as much money as we used to have. Right? Remember the days when we used to ball out and just get whatever the hell we wanted on the drop of a hat and then have money left over and then get another $760 plus every week. I mean, those were the days. And then,
They were.
work has been relatively busy up until the last year. Um, and we're we're not the rich men that we have been. So this special feature should be a really good one because I the rest might be a little sparse. It might
Yeah,
be
this is
definitely quality over quantity in those
this is the last
episodes.
good one.
Yeah, basically,
Forever.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So on top of show and tell, even though show and tell takes up most of the time,
My favorite
we
part.
might be like, hey, we have this episode coming out, and maybe we'll talk about this or that or whatever, which we do have. You'll have already seen it when you're watching this, which will be the our top 10 favorite movies
Best. Favorite,
of
yeah, favorite, better word.
top 10 favorite movies of 2023, and probably bottom 10 as well by
Yeah,
the
I
time
would
you
say
see
so.
this. Yeah. Just because those take precedence, and sometimes episodes take so long to get out that we actually age in between them, and it becomes obvious. More so with Lucas. Anyway, so
Yes.
I do have an anecdotal tale, and then we'll get right into this. So I was in Walmart the other day, right? And I happened to walk across the video game section, the entertainment section, whatever you want to call it, electronics, some might say. And I happened to see up on the wall, like, how they have like, I didn't even know they still did this, but they had like these like pre-order cards for games, which is kind of funny. Why would you do that at Walmart? like they're gonna run out, but whatever.
Yep.
Um, and they had this cool little Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League one that had 3 spots for little cards on it that you can grab, and they were all gone. But it was this cool little cardboard display, right? And so I'm looking at it and I'm looking at how it would come off the wall and stuff. And so I grabbed it and I ran out. No, I wanted to, but I'm looking at it to make sure that it's not like going to be damaged by taking it off. And all of a sudden, as luck would have it, an employee walks by, right? And so I'm like, you know what? I've always wondered this. Like 6 years ago, they used to have this really cool cardboard display, a Doctor Who display. And I really screwed up never asking them this if I could have it because eventually they ended up throwing it out, and it's like that really sucks because it was so cool. And I was like, there's no way that they'd ever give that to me. So I'm like, I'm not gonna miss my chance again. So this lady walks by and I'm like, can I ask you a question? And she's just staring at me. And I'm like, so this right here, like, what do you guys do with these when you're finished with them? Because the game comes out Tuesday, or do you throw them out or do you have to send them back to like Warner Brothers? And she goes, I don't know. And I'm like, no, you don't know? No, sorry. And then she walks away from me. And I'm like,
Okay.
uh, okay. Did she even know what I was asking her? I don't know.
Probably not.
So I was like sort of defeated. And so I left. And I'm like, I'll next time I come in here, I'll see if it's still here. So I was in there today. And so I was about to leave. And I'm like, you know what? Let me check if it's still there. So I go over to the electronics. I see it is in fact still there. And so as luck would have it, an employee comes by, and this time it's a young kid. And I'm like, he'll understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? I asked this to somebody the other day. I don't think they knew what I was even saying, unfortunately. I don't think she spoke English. And I'm like, so what do you guys do with these displays when you're finished with them? And he goes, I think we send them back. I um I I don't know. What are you talking about? And I'm like, it's this Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League little thing over here. And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. And I'm like, it's right over there. You can see it from here. It's right there. And I'm like, come on. And he's like, okay. And so I'm like, this right here. Like, what do you guys do with these? Are you just gonna
Okay.
throw it out? And because the game came out already, like this is useless now. What are you gonna do with it? And he goes, um, I I don't know. I mean, I think that this like we're renovating now. And so I think that this entire area is just gonna be demolished. And I'm like,
Oh
oh,
my
cool.
fucking God.
Like so I can so maybe I can take it. And he's just like, I'm gonna have to ask my superior about that. And I'm like,
My
okay,
superior.
I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm like, thank God. I'm finally making some headway here, right? It's going to be demolished probably. They don't need it anymore. The game has come out. He understands what I'm saying, obviously. All good to go, right? So he's like, I'll be right back. And I'm like, okay. So he walks away and I'm just waiting there, right? And I'm thinking, maybe the manager would come over and talk to me. I don't know. And he comes back and he goes, yeah, we don't have any more of these.
Oh my fucking
And I'm
God.
like, I wouldn't think that you would. And he's like, yeah, we don't have any more of these, so you're gonna have to go to another store. And I'm like, that's not what I was asking. I was asking about like that. And he's like, all right, have a nice night. And he walked away from me. And I'm like, what is happening?
So everybody that works at Walmart is incompetent.
Very much. That's probably why they're working there. Not to offend anybody
Yeah.
that might be watching this that works at Walmart, but what's wrong with your
Walmart's CEO
coworkers?
is one of our top fans.
Yeah, that would be funny. So I'll keep you guys up to date if I ever get my hands on that thing. We'll see.
It's like the place
Anyway,
gets demolished with
it's
the
going to
sign
be.
still in
That's the
there.
problem. I know they throw them out. Like they throw them out. Like that was confirmed to me
I
with the
know.
Doctor Who one.
I used to have a Willy Wonka poster that was at Hot Topic that they gave to me when they were getting rid of it from back in the day, and I had an Order of the Phoenix like standee for them like the movie when it came out on DVD and
Hmm.
Blu-ray and HD DVD that I don't have anymore. So the more you know.
Very good.
I'm gonna go look that up on eBay after this and be very disappointed.
They always are really expensive because you can't buy them.
Yeah, it wasn't
Just have
totally
to be
complete.
lucky.
Like there's like an orb, cut out for the prophecy that Harry's supposed to be holding, and like it was an insert of like plastic with some design in it, but they only had the cardboard cutout part of it. They didn't have the prophecy, which is fine. It's still cool. I'm still pissed I don't
Sure,
have it anymore, but whatever. Anyway,
sure, sure. It was destroyed in the flood of
the
2014.
of the many floods.
Yes. Anyway, so we shall get into this. I have some movies. That's
I have
probably most of what I have.
I have only movies this time.
Can we ever get on track with each other?
No.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Okay, anyway, so now I'm not sure. We'll just go back and forth, I guess. I
Okay.
suppose.
I have quite a few here.
Okay. So start with your first one then.
All right, I guess we'll just go right down the pile.
Show and tell time.
All right, they're in no particular order. They're just like they've been honestly sitting in a pile on my coffee table for months. And I'm
Yeah,
on Brandon said the same thing. He just wants to put this shit away. And so do I. But putting this shit away means that you guys have seen insert picture here, plus it's in all my solo videos, the shelving that's behind me. I have nowhere to put these movies. That's why they're on the coffee table. So now I have to take games out and put those away to put these in there, which it's always a process. I hate it's nice when it's all organized and alphabetized and put away, but I hate it. I hate it. Anyway, glad to
agreed.
finally get this pile knocked out. First one, this is an upgrade from DVD to 4K. I never had the Blu-ray for this one, so it was a massive upgrade. Very good. The sequel's coming out soon. Got Beetlejuice 4K.
Mm,
These were pretty much all from Best Buy, with the exception of two of them. So Best Buy had a damn good Black Friday sale. So from Black Friday up until Christmas, I was buying shit left and right. It was pretty ridiculous. So Beetlejuice
very good.
4K, good transfer. The Steelbook
Nice.
will come out now if it doesn't already exist.
Oh,
So
there's been many iterations of it.
in 4K.
Yeah, well, yes, yes.
Okay.
I had there was a couple Blu-ray versions which I had, and then I currently have the 4K one. It was like a
Very
Best Buy
good. Of
exclusive kind of thing.
course it was.
So this is a fun one, I think. And it was, it's a movie I've always loved. I never owned it on Blu-ray because, like, you guys know this about me. When it comes to things that aren't in Steelbook or haven't been released in Steelbook, I really don't have a huge interest in it. But I'm like, it's never going to come out on Steelbook, probably. It's just not one of those kind of movies. And I want it, it's one of my favorite movies of somebody that passed away recently. So it is the whole 9 yards on Blu-ray.
Oh, very good.
Probably, no, not probably. Definitely my favorite Matthew Perry movie.
Well, I'm glad that you decided to
Hilarious.
just own the movie versus having the collectability, Brandon. Good for
Yes.
you.
Yes,
These are
indeed.
these are big strides.
I mean, I have a Blu-ray
New year,
collection,
new
as
year,
you
new
know,
Brandon. I know
but
you
it's
do.
not a
I
lot.
I just like to bust your balls over it. But I mean, we do have to commend Brandon for his commitment to the hobby because I don't have the patience for that. So good for you.
If it didn't always pay,
Oh my God.
if it didn't always pay off, then I don't know if I would continue with it, but it always pays off. Knock on wood.
Well, especially now with Best Buy stopping the movies, which we haven't said that yet, but it almost goes without saying because we mentioned it like 20 times. And
True Best Buy.
anybody who gives a shit knows that, they're not selling movies anymore. Video games are going next. But I don't know about you, but yeah, YouTube's algorithm is either getting really good at recommending shit that I enjoy because I'm getting just a flood of um why physical media matters, why I'm going back to physical media. I see so many like younger people. When I say younger, I mean the ages of like 21 to like 15. I guess you want to say 15 to 21, like younger,
Mhm.
who are like all into collecting DVDs. And I'm like, all of you have PS5s that play Blu-rays. Why the fuck are you not buying DVDs? But I mean, at least, or why are you not buying Blu-rays? At least they're buying shit. So either people really care again because of what Best
Why
Buy
aren't they
is
buying
doing.
4K?
So I mean, obviously, but I guess at the barest of minimums, why aren't you getting a Blu-ray? But anyway, that's just us being snobs. But I've been getting recommended them so much to where, again, my whole point of this is either people are really caring again, or YouTube's algorithm is getting really good at pushing things that I like to watch, which I watch those videos quite often
Hmm.
because I follow a lot of movie channels. But yeah, at any rate, it's good to see. So
Very good.
Um, here's another Blu-ray. It does have a steelbook release, but it was 4.99, baby. I had to get it anyway. Another one I didn't have on Blu-ray. It's not on 4K, otherwise I would have the 4K. But again, only had it on DVD. Edward Scissorhands. And I'll tell you what, Winona's old age makeup looks better than ever in 1080p. It doesn't. And her old lady voice is not good either.
It's never been good.
All I don't know like the whole line, but she's like, before he came around, it never snowed. And I'm like, oh my God, you sound like somebody doing a really bad Mrs. Claus. And it stuck out to me as a kid, and it still sticks out to me.
Yeah, me
So
too.
another Tim Burton one for you.
Here's not a real one, but it's a bonus one. You wonder why this looks so nice and vibrant behind
Oh,
me?
now
I
that
got
you
a new
mention it,
marker.
very good.
Yes, indeed.
So that has a lifespan of what, about a year and a half?
I don't know how long have we been doing this show for?
About a year and a half, 2 years. No, it's been has it been over 2 years?
I don't know. I lost track.
Yeah, indeed.
So that's the lifespan of it.
Yep.
So
So
I don't know if I showed this off. This is one of the two that I'm like on the fence about.
let's see.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning,
I
part
know
one.
you've shown off every single other Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Damn. Unless you got it like 3 months ago, I don't think so. You
Yeah, I
showed
don't
off.
think
You
so.
showed off. Oh, you know what? No, you haven't. I pretty 99.9 because you just mentioned recently to me, and no, you in the top 10 video about how that sticks out like a sore thumb because it's red, just like Scream 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you haven't shown that one off yet. I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna
Very
go with
good.
no.
Yeah, it's very good. Best scene right there.
Oh yeah, he does all his own stunts, baby.
He does, it's true. Go inside the stunts and more. Anyway, yeah, so the rest are silver with red font, and this is just red with white font. It doesn't make
It's like
sense.
they did a strange inverse that didn't make sense. So that way when part two comes out, they can completely fucking they'll just go back to the other one that they had.
I don't even know what to say. Very sad.
All right, next I have the only steelbook in my collection. Got this one Black Friday sale again. I think almost all of these are a Black Friday sale. If it's not, I'll say. You know what? Two of these are not a Black Friday sale. Okay, made it easy for you.
Very good.
Even though I hate them, shut the hell up and stop laughing, you steelbook collector. It was 9.99. Do you think I'm gonna pass that up? I only had it on Blu-ray, so I'm like,
Oh,
of course I'll get it for $10. It's 4K, obviously. You guys know I'm a huge Toy Story fan. I don't know why I never even had the standard slipcover editions of Toy Story on 4K. But so I got this one, I watched it, and holy shit. Certain scenes in particular, it was in Sid's room. It was like seeing the movie almost for
Mhm.
the first time. It was when Woody's walking around with the pencil, and like everything's kind of going past him. There's
Yeah.
a side of the bedroom that has a black light shining on all the posters, like the poster of Megadork, which is like an Ozzy looking character. Anyway, half of Woody's vest, which is white, is like has the blue tint of like a black light, and the other half was completely white. And the way the shadows would move in Sid's room, the glow of Buzz's armor off of objects in the room for a 1995 movie. This is one of the greatest 4K transfers. Okay, maybe not really, but holy shit, I'm a Toy Story fangirl. This was awesome. Why didn't you have Toy Story Toy Story other Steelbook on 4K? Unless you didn't watch it, why didn't you tell me this was so beautiful?
Oh, I watched some.
Because only the humans show their age. The toys look fucking great. This was awesome. I mean, the Blu-ray already was really good, but this is a must have on any.
I mean, the movie just looks, it's not the movie's fault. It was the first one of its kind. It just looks outdated, especially when you compare it to the second one, third one, fourth one.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't the only Steelbook I have. I lied.
But yeah, I have the 1 through 4 in the previous release that now go for like
Every bit of
hundreds of
$45 a
dollars each.
piece.
Hmm.
Toy Story 2 is the most expensive. You can get the other ones for like 45 to 50, sometimes 60. But Toy Story 2 goes for like sometimes 90, sometimes
Mm,
over. Just like Scream 2 is the most expensive steelbook. The other ones are affordable.
interesting. Anyway, so this one, technically, there's three that I thought maybe I showed, and then I'm like, so maybe I never showed any of these. And this one is
Let him pet it first.
Violent Night.
Oh, no, you didn't show this off. That's awesome.
What's
Very
interesting
good.
about this steelbook is that it did like a British thing where it's like an indentation, like a square indentation around it. Like that's something that British steelbooks do.
Huh.
American steelbooks don't do it, but they did it for this.
Maybe they just repurposed it without the British rating logo on it.
Who knows? Those logos come right off. Like they put them on.
Oh, didn't
They're
know that.
stickers. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, that's another one that so fuck you, Universal, because if you bought the Blu-ray when that came out, because that's all there was Blu-ray and DVD, go fuck yourself because now it's on 4K and in Steelbook. I
Yep.
I'm so sick of that. Like movies
Best
that
Buy
did
exclusive.
movies that did relatively well but aren't like mega blockbusters from Universal that they always do this. And it's like I
Look at
hate having to
Megan.
wait. That's what I'm
Megan was
also thinking of.
did fantastic. Might be on my worst of the year list, but it did fantastic. And they did not release that in 4K.
Oh, it's on 4K now.
They all are on 4K eventually.
Yeah, and the steelbook, like there's a steelbook for it too, where it looks like she's in a box, kind of. They did like the Chucky thing.
Yeah, I had no interest. Alrighty.
Oh, all right. Finally got my 4K copy of the thing. And again, is it Shout Factory, Scream Factory? It doesn't say anything about it, so it must not be. But another phenomenal transfer makes those practical effects look like fucking amazing. Uh, very, very good transfer.
Bum 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 bum.
Beautiful. All right,
That's
you
the
go.
theme song.
I want to play the video game one of these days. Ever since we talked about that, remember?
Yeah, the massively failed video game that nobody likes.
Hey, but my love for those kind of games.
Failed games. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna put this one aside for a second. Do. Got your good old Na 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 na
No,
na
very good.
na 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 na.
The cover of that reminds me of the trailer for the game, like the teaser trailer for the game, where they show like the desk of all the stuff, and they have the hat and everything in that exact same position. It looks like they just lifted it right out of the trailer.
Sure, sure, sure,
Very
sure.
good.
Lucas.
So suck it, haters. So you already know how I feel about this movie.
Lucas. Yes.
All right, next one.
Not 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 strongly enough to get the steelbook though, apparently.
Don't talk to me.
It was only very plentiful.
Was it really?
Yep.
Well, that's good to know. I'll go on
No
Best Buy and
longer
it'll
though.
be gone now.
Yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
gone.
I mentioned this like I don't know, probably almost 2 months ago at this point. But this one was, I mean, technically it's a blind buy. I'd never seen it, but I knew I was gonna like it. You know what I mean? So I just sprang right for it. It was on sale. And yes,
Hmm.
this is a very entertaining movie. It is it's another John Carpenter classic. Which what can I say? You know, the older I get, the more I really appreciate John Carpenter. The more I like actually just kind of stop thinking of him as Halloween only. You know what I mean? I mean, the guy's done a lot of good shit. So Brandon's like, I don't care.
I mean, I care. It surprised me that you've never seen it before because
No,
Lucas
actually, no, I hadn't.
Lucas shows up to work and he's like, we're talking about like John Carpenter directing a movie from his couch or something. Which he did. If you don't know, he did that through Zoom, sitting on his couch. He directed a movie or a TV show or something.
And how bad was
And
it?
huh?
And how bad was it?
I have no idea. I heard it was awful. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure that
so
directing style would lend itself to a bad movie.
correct. That's how he returned to the world of directing. But it was something like that. And then Lucas was like, in the same realm, I just saw a movie for the first time, and it took me like three guesses to get to They Live, which is pretty impressive, actually.
Yes. And I told you that day.
Yeah. It just threw it out. It was like Assault on Precinct 13 was one of my guesses, and then They Live. The first one was not a John Carpenter guess, though. Can't remember. But eventually I was like, is it John Carpenter? And then I was like, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
The longest fight scene in cinematic history.
really. Technically the actual longest.
It
Probably.
is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I told you that that day.
Oh, of course you did.
Anyway,
All right, you nasty woman.
because Roddy Piper, the star of that movie, he was a professional wrestler, so they took advantage of that. All right.
Yeah, the guy really, he is chiseled as fuck. Give you that.
Rest in peace. All right. So we got this little ditty here, which it is not the Best Buy one. I could not get my hands on the Best Buy one. It's sold out. They never did a restock of it. What are you gonna do? So I ended up getting the British one, which has the same cover and everything. So Blue Beetle.
Oh, very good.
Yes, indeed.
Flip it over.
The only real difference is that it doesn't say digital copy on the front because it doesn't have one.
Does it
Because
not have
it's
a
the
rating
British one.
system, a rating on it?
Hmm?
What at the bottom of it? Is there a rating on it? I don't
It's
see
super
any of those
super
typical
dark.
like big ass like the stickers that they put on the front. I'd say like 14 or 18 or like whatever.
Yeah, it's not there.
Huh, that's weird. I've always hated them anyway. I never understood why like there in Australia and like
Yeah.
places like
I mean, they
that they
come
have
right up, so it's not a big
such a
deal.
large. But I mean like on the Harry Potter set that I have, they're on the case like it's part of the part of the case art. Like
Hmm.
it's printed on there.
Hmm. Yeah, sometimes they do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not on there, but yes, indeed. Also, speaking of Harry Potter, I did go and I purchased the series of steelbooks from Grove or
Groove.
Groove or whatever. And they packed it like shit, and it showed up with a huge dent in it. And so I had to send it back. And it was through Amazon, like through, is it Groove?
That's what everybody on YouTube says, and I would assume it's Groove. What is this like a Kazaa situation?
I don't know. And
Learning
I
Groove.
got the set from Amazon through their store, and Amazon was only going to refund me. And I talked to like a computer or something through the Groove website, and they're like, we'll send you a replacement if you send it back to us. And so that's what I did. And I sent it back to them. And then they're like, we don't have any replacements, so we can send this back to you. And I'm like, no, I'll just take the refund. And that was like 15 days ago, and I still don't have the refund. So they might be a scam website.
Well, I mean, at least you got a dented steelbook box. I mean, how bad was it?
It would have no collector value anymore.
I'm assuming you have pictures of it.
Nope, there's no reason to. As soon as I took it out, I knew I was sending it back.
Yeah, good luck with that. I don't think you're ever gonna own them unless you buy them from somebody who is a collector. I feel
What was
like
annoying
I
is
feel like you'll never get that in what you would deem collector shape.
so what was interesting about this case, which was also unfortunate, is it was the first time I had seen them where they didn't have spine slashes or they weren't scraped on the spines at all. And so I was like, good shit. I mean, one of them was massively misaligned. It was Chamber of Secrets. It was misaligned. So I was like, I can just buy another one, just a separate one from like Zabby or something and replace that. And then when I noticed that the box was completely dented in on the side, and I know eventually I'll sell them because 4K is not going to be the last format that ever exists. And people really care about the boxes. I don't, but people do. And so that would make it so they would have no
It's why I
value.
didn't it's why I didn't order the Halloween 4K trilogy set that had a tin box at Best Buy that was in
Mhm.
stock for a little while, but I knew I was not going to get a good copy. And with my luck, instead of like, having a pop in it or like a small dent or just dents, it would be completely bent in on itself, like that one steelbook that you have or had, whichever one it was. Wasn't it the other Indiana Jones
Yeah, it's right
that
here.
looks like a fucking boomerang? Yep, that is exactly what it would look like. So
Yeah, your Best Buy had like six of those I would see on the shelf of that Halloween trilogy. They had like three on the main shelf, and then on the end cap, there was like another three sitting there,
yep,
and
and
nobody
we
was
all know
buying them.
how Best Buy takes care of their shit.
Yeah, I never picked them up because I never had any interest, so I didn't inspect them to know if they were in good condition or not. But
Yeah,
something things in stores have better potential of being in good condition than stuff that
I
they
mean,
sell.
I you've seen videos of it on the internet. Those UPS guys or whatever, they just throw shit around in the trucks. I mean, I think they just make it a competition between each other who can throw the most shit. I don't know, man.
And Best Buy, Best
Although
UPS is laying off like 12,000 people.
Oh,
I
cool.
just saw as of today.
You'll get it even later. But I mean, I do have to say, for the last three steel books that I've gotten from Amazon, they've all been a winner, three in a row, and they've shipped in envelopes. So
Hmm.
knock on fucking wood, but the next time I get a steel book from Amazon, it'll be junk.
I hope so.
Good for you. Anyway, I think this is my last Blu-ray. Not okay, technically not, whatever. Um, one of my other movies that I really liked from last year was another $5 movie, but this is never going to come out on 4K. Now that I bought it, it'll come out on 4K. Give it 6 months.
There's a
Um,
4K steelbook of it.
oh, is there?
Ironically, you can only get it through like the German version of Amazon. So it's all in a different language. So you have to just start blindly clicking on things and just hoping for the best.
I'm assuming you have it.
No,
Oh, you just okay.
no.
Yeah, so that was another cheap ass one, but there you go. And actually, I always have my movies open because I typically watch them or go right to the special features, but special features. I haven't opened this one yet, and I'm just going to complain. I understand that there's a machine that puts these slips in the cases, and I know you
Sure.
hate this too, but if you're not careful,
Yeah, totally.
you like I can fix that. It's fine. It's not going to look bad, but other people don't. And then like you go to buy used movies and like it's been out in that like open for like 20 years for some of these old movies. People are
Mhm.
stupid.
I mean, I can't tell, but what bothers me about that is that they will get those little bends in them that will crack it and it's white.
Yeah, so actually if I look at it, the only spot where there's a little white speck is right there. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
rest of it, okay, maybe right there a little bit
Yeah.
too. But actually
The
around it
spine
it's
usually
fine.
will get some on there.
I can't
It's
tell
hard to
because of
tell
the
because
shine
of
of
the
the
freeze.
plastic.
Yeah.
And then it's totally fine over here. So let's see how uneven it is when I wrap it around there.
I made the mistake when I was younger of trying to cover up those white specks with a permanent
Sharpie.
marker. And
Yeah. But you know what though?
yes,
At
you
least
paused for a while.
really. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so I
Anyway,
decided to pause too because I
anyway,
figured that I wouldn't be moving anymore. But
that's smart
um
of you.
using a Sharpie and they're purple, they're not black, so it's bad.
Yeah, but at the bare minimum though, thank fucking God that they don't have the security seal that they used to slap on these from back in the day. Remember when it would be on all four corners? And then if you ended up getting a copy that had that, ripped it off, you completely damage it. Whatever. Glad that's a thing of the past.
Hmm.
Nobody buys physical media anyway besides us, so whatever.
Actually, that's not true. There's tons of people that do now. Luckily.
As I just talked about, whether they actually are, if the algorithm is pushing those videos to me.
Yeah,
Because
there's
YouTube's
been
gotten pretty good at pushing stuff that I'll watch all the way through.
there's been a
They must
huge
have implemented
resurgence.
AI. Thank the Lord. Watch Best Buy starts restocking them again in a couple years.
Um, yeah, that would be wonderful. So this came from Amazon, and they literally took it and they whipped it onto the porch, I think, from the sidewalk. So
Uh-huh.
it's really quite amazing that it didn't show up looking like shit. I think that might be one of the first times ever, and it is Justice League Crisis on Infinite
Oh,
Earths,
we were
Part
just
One.
talking about this.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
indeed. Part one
That's
of three.
that is very good cover art. So is like are the other okay, stupid question. Is this brand new or are the other three parts out yet?
Nope, this is the first one that's come out so far.
Okay. So turn it around again and let's see Aquaman. Because it looked like he had a beard, right?
Yeah, and long hair.
Cool. Okay. So they're taking inspiration from.
Probably.
Okay. Very interesting.
Uh, yeah. Not sure who that is there. Interesting, interesting. It's like Dark Side, possibly, but they all look a little bit weird because Crisis on Infinite Earths is like many different multiversal versions of them coming together and converging. So,
So just imagine a big bowl of spaghetti.
yeah.
That is really sick cover art though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like metallic-y. It's really
Really.
hard to get across.
Yeah, I can't tell at all. I can see a little bit like by the Flash's foot, but
See the
not so
fire?
much. Well, yeah, I can see like the shine
See
of it.
that? Like that's the
Oh,
metal.
there we go. Okay, now I can see the shine of it. Very good.
Anything that's yellow in this is metallic-y.
That's awesome.
Yes, indeed.
How much did that one run you?
Mm, like 24.99, I think.
What the fuck? That's like the deal of the century.
It's one third of a movie, so
What's the runtime of it?
I mean, I think it's probably going to be like a 6 hour thing altogether. I haven't watched it yet. 93 minutes, so it'll be a 5 hour thing altogether, I guess.
Oh, that's
If
not
that
bad.
makes sense.
Sure.
4.5 hours altogether. It's like Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Well, I guess speaking of Zack Snyder, what?
What?
I just heard like a background noise on your end.
Hmm.
It sounded like a digital voice. You know
Oh, that's
what?
weird.
There hopefully it's in the footage. What if I play it back, it's not in the footage? Because
Probably a ghost.
there have been ghostly happenings that we've recorded. See, I just heard it again.
That's weird.
Oh no, you're pressing a button. You pressed
Yeah.
that was the easy button.
Yeah.
It hardly picked it up. It sounded like some like chattering in the
That
distance.
was easy.
There we go. Oh, that was easy. You tricked me. That was easy.
Indeed. I
Um,
do not have the prior audio settings on like we did last time, which were immaculate, by the way. I wish I've been doing that for years. I have the settings on that blocks out most noises, like background noises, because I don't have my
oh, I wouldn't have
AirPods
even
on.
noticed if you didn't say it.
They're not charged.
Mm, bad
And
branding.
I know that it would pick up your voice coming from the computer. So,
Oh, with my loud mouth, of course it would.
yes, indeed. I mean, if it could pick up a furnace kicking on that's like 30 feet away, then it would definitely pick up your voice.
Yes. So, speaking of Zack Snyder's Justice League, I borrowed it from you, if you remember, so I didn't own it yet. So here we go. Zack Snyder's Justice League, another movie on sale, and the digital code. Do you guys want it? I should always give a oh, there is no digital code. Thought it was a digital code. You can scan it and it just has you download HBO Max.
How many more items do you have?
I have a fair few more. I told you I went all out for the sale. Plus,
Very
this is like
good.
3 months worth of movies. They had a decent sale from Thanksgiving all the way till January.
Because I'm only like halfway finished.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Me too.
So this is the closest next thing. I didn't even know existed until I was at Meyer one day, the store that Lucas used to love, probably still loves, but is never allowed back on. Um, and I didn't even see this one first. I saw another one first that I was like, oh, that's cool. I don't think I'd buy that though. And it was a James Bond item. And it was like it was a car. It was 1/24th of a car. And I was like, oh, that's
Yes,
cool. It
we'll
was
put up the picture for reference of it's in the closet you said of your collection.
yes, those are much smaller than 1/24th. Obviously. If you get just 24 of these little things, you don't have a full car.
Oh, you don't?
No. You have like a pile of 24 little Hot
You
Wheels
have a
cars.
pile of 24 cars.
Anyway, so it was something else. It was like, like a car from like Thunderball or something, but not even James Bond's car, just somebody's car. And I'm like, and then there was one that was like from Diamonds Are Forever. And that one might have been James Bond's car, but it's like red, like Camaro or something. And I'm just like, I really wish that they had the Aston Martin. And so I looked a little bit and I was about to walk away until something caught my eye, and it was
Mm,
the Aston Martin from Goldfinger.
beautiful.
And this is one of those things that I have kind of always wanted because they surprisingly, despite how popular James Bond is, I just noticed that the car itself is kind of beaten up inside and not on purpose, but whatever. Um, these are hard to come by. There is a company that makes them that's called Corgi, and they're like $70 for one of these. And I just never wanted to press the trigger on that. So I've never been able to have like a little model Aston Martin. So finally, the dream
Uh-huh.
has come true. And obviously, it's the Goldfinger version, which is, the desirable version. And it has the little eject hatch at the top that looks like it's actually functional. So that's fun.
You can put a little
Functional
James
to
Bond
some
figure in
degree.
there.
Eh?
You can put a little James Bond figure in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure
That's
you
the
have a
thing.
James Bond figure that's like this big.
They just never do that. And I
Really?
don't really know why. Like, there's never been a James Bond action figure ever made ever.
Wait, what?
I know. And
I literally just assumed that there would have been at the bare minimum, like a fucking cheap little Kenner figure, like something. What? Why would you not?
I don't know. I don't know.
I understand that you're the James Bond like authority, but you have to be pulling my chain here.
I wish. And I've always thought how cool it would be to get like a company like NECA or Mattel or something like that to make like a 6-inch figure or 7-inch figure of every James Bond, every main James Bond. First started off where they're all in tuxedos. So do,
Uh-huh.
1 through 6, all of them in
Do the
tuxedos.
ultimate James Bond line from NECA.
Sure, though I think that it deserves better than that, but almost everything deserves better than
But you
that.
would buy them
I would
if
buy
that
it
was
for
the only
sure, but
thing.
I think it deserves better than that because you can go and you have them all in tuxedos, and then you go and then do individual lines, like do individual movies. So, like do like the most popular look from every single movie of every James Bond, and then if you want to branch out, do the villains from every movie. Like they would have so much of my money. It would
Yes.
be disgusting, but they've never released any of these figures. And it's like, this is the day and age to do it because, like you can scan Daniel Craig's face, you could scan Pierce Brosnan's face, Timothy Dalton's face. Uh, it wouldn't really help you out to scan George Lazenby's face, unfortunately, because he's older now. But those other guys, scan their face and make it a really lifelike figure. Like the best thing we have as far as like figure goes is this, you know, which is why these were so cool because this is the only close. I can't even speak. This is how frustrating this is. This is as close to figures as we ever got with James Bond. And even like when they released the Austin, oh, it's been a long time since that's happened. Even when they released the awesome Aston Martin Lego set, there was still not any little minifigures that came with it. I don't know. Eon Productions, what are you doing? You're leaving money on the table. But then
That's
look at
very
the fact of
interesting.
how long it took them to make another game. The last James Bond game besides the new one coming out was 2012.
GoldenEye on 360 and PS3.
That was way before 2012.
Yeah, I don't
Talking
keep
about
up with the
GoldenEye
release.
Reloaded?
Yeah,
You said
whatever it was
PS3
called.
and
Yeah,
360.
whatever GoldenEye was on PS3 and 360.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It was like 2008, 2010. So there
2010 sounds more like it.
was there was GoldenEye with Daniel Craig put into it that came
Yeah, that's what
out.
I'm talking about.
And then there was a year later that GoldenEye Reloaded came out. So that was the most recent version of that. And
That was
that
2012.
no, no. 2012 was a game called 007 Legends, and it was an abomination.
I have that one on PS3.
That's cool.
Yeah, GoldenEye 007 Reloaded and the 007 Legends.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 007 Reloaded came out no like no later than 2011, but probably 2010.
I don't want to know about 007 Legends. Why does he keep telling me about that fucking game? November 1st, 2011 for GoldenEye Reloaded.
Lovely.
I just wanted to, that was the Lucas curiosity. I wasn't trying to like prove you wrong or anything. I just literally couldn't remember when it came out because it has the new logo for the 360 and PS3. I'm sorry, I just went off on a I wouldn't think I have ADD necessarily, but that was like the most ADD tangent I've ever been on. Oh, good Lord.
Anyway, so that's the subtitle of this episode anyway.
Sure, sure.
So it
Definitely.
was 2012 and they just never made another James Bond game up until this year where they had the mobile game. Technically last year, but it was at the end of last year. And then
Which Brandon
the
said was
game
pretty good.
from yep, it was. And then
He
the
played
game
it
from
on his Mac,
IO
if I remember
Interactive.
correctly.
Huh?
That you played on your Mac, if I remember correctly. I
Yes,
think you could play it on your
with the
Mac or
PS4 controller. Um,
yep, because because they're Bluetooth controllers.
yes, indeed. And it specifically had like you didn't even have to do anything with it. It had compatibility with PlayStation controllers, so it
Hmm.
was fun. But yes, the game from IO Interactive that everybody's excited for, that's the next official game. So, Eon Productions is not exactly super savvy when it comes to
Hmm.
financial decisions.
So we'll have to see how this turns out then. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think it'll be fine. It's
Okay.
just the fact that they could have had a game in 2012, a game in 2014, 2015, a game in 2017. Like 2015 was Spectre. You should have a game that comes out alongside that. And then in, 2021 or 2022. See, it gets difficult to remember because originally the movie was supposed to come out in 2020, which was No Time to Die. Like, have something come out for that, you know? And then
Hmm.
2023 was the 60th anniversary of James Bond. Maybe have something come out then, Like, these are things, like, they just missed the boat on all of these things.
Except
They're dumbasses.
you get your lazy N64 port, and it's like that's amazing because there's nothing to compare it to anymore. So, and
Yeah.
that's as lazy as you can fucking get. So,
That
not
was
saying
our
it's a bad
present
game,
for the
but what I'm
60th.
saying is it's just fucking lazy.
Yep.
So, whatever. Is it my turn or your turn? I don't remember anymore.
Uh,
I'm 100% sure it's your turn. Yeah, it's your turn.
I don't think so, because I think I showed off the Aston Martin car,
Oh, you
which
did.
like,
I okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, um I didn't show this one off. I'm 100% sure. I know you showed off the Steelbook, yeah. Pretty sure for Evil Dead Rise.
uh-huh.
So, there you go. And this one has a slipcover, Brandon. How about how about that one?
Hmm.
With the favorite logo smack right on the top. So, whatever. So, actually, this is relevant this time. This will never get used. I guarantee you. Let's see when this expires, if there's a date on it. Expires June 30th, 2025. I'm gonna redeem this on June 29th next year just to see if anybody made it this far to get a free copy of this. And Brandon, you're not allowed to do it, but here you go. There's your free copy of the movie. When you do this, you get a 4K copy of it. 4K
Mm-hmm.
copy or okay.
Yep.
So is it a file you get or is it like it's on a website for sure?
You get to choose if you want it on Movies Anywhere, or if you want it on Vudu, or if you want it on iTunes.
Interesting. Yeah, I
Those are
never use
your
any of that stuff,
choices.
so whatever. There you go.
It's
Another
the
great
it's
great
always the
movie from last
worst
year.
choice to go with iTunes. That's like you're just throwing your money away.
I didn't even know iTunes still had movies on it. I thought everything would be on like their Apple TV, like they would just migrate it like they did with Apple
No,
Music. Like iTunes is just Apple Music, or
they
everything on iTunes
it
basically
comes
is on
up
Apple
on your
Music.
Apple TV like app when you open that, but they still just call it iTunes. I think it's
Hmm.
probably just for simplicity.
Interesting.
Um, yep. Here's a fun one. I almost forgot about it just because it was tucked away silently.
Let's let's see this bad boy. Let's
So
dust him
this
off.
is something I ordered initially. I want to say mid 2020. It was either mid 2020 or it was mid 2021. It becomes a little bit hazy. I want to say it was 2020 because I was rich. Uh, and you
Oh
know about
boy.
this, actually. You
Uh-oh.
didn't know I received it, but you know about this because it's one of those things where in times where I needed money, I thought about canceling it. And then
Yep.
I thought, no, I canceled that Chucky. That was bad enough. I regret that. So I'm very, very happy I stuck through with this because
Hmm.
the guy never comes to the United States for some reason. So they he would here's a hint. It was a signing with somebody, and he postponed the signing like 7 times. Like they just could not hammer in a date for him to do a signing of these photos.
Hmm.
And then they finally did because he came to the US. And that is the
Be careful
great,
now.
beautiful Bill Skarsgård.
Very, very, very good. To Brandon. Yeah, Brandon's been talking about this basically since I've known him.
100%. When I
So
first met you, I, well, not when I first met you, but by the time that we were actually like talking at work, I had
yeah.
ordered it already and was waiting on it. So
Yeah, good for you for not canceling it.
predates the show.
So that is over what? So 4 years in the making.
Yep. And what's funny is too that this has nothing to do with this, but I was just thinking about it yesterday. How sad is it that we didn't become acquainted prior to the first shutdown because we would have become YouTube famous if
Oh,
we were
all the
doing
money we could have
episodes
funneled
at that time.
into like beautiful, extravagant backdrops and content and oh good Lord.
Well, we had money,
Yep.
so that could have helped out a lot. And then everybody was stuck at home, so everybody was watching YouTube. And we didn't have anything to do. And
And video
uh,
game prices weren't fucking insane yet at that point. They were just getting there.
sure. And the most important thing, we had time to just do
Yeah,
the
that is
show and
a
edit and
precious
whatever.
commodity these days. Huh. As I'm yawning, yeah, time is a precious commodity these days, everybody.
This is correct.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Is it my turn again already?
Yeah. I
Jeez,
just showed the Bill Skarsgård photo.
got sidetracked again. My dog was making noises. So, I have the other three of these. I didn't pick up the rest, because eventually I'll get the next one, but I don't know, man. I just didn't really care. Got my Bride of Chucky 4K, and
Hmm.
it is absolutely gorgeous. And I had a lot of fun rewatching it. It's been a while since I sat down and watched it start to finish, and still, one of the best Chucky movies. Totally awesome. And Arrow Video did their own 4K set that looks like a good guy box, and it has all the movies but the first one. There's always that weird licensing issue with Child's Play 1. But
Because of MGM.
yeah, so again, maybe I'll get Curse of Chucky, but it's really hard for me to justify getting Seed of Chucky. And watch, I don't get it, and then I should. But even to this day, my Best Buy still has the Scream Factory like Halloween with like that like sturdy cover, so I guess they'll be around for a little while, at least on Amazon. But yeah, this was another good one to add to the collection for sure. So a steelbook set will be announced soon, don't worry. There's a steelbook for the first movie in 4K, I think. But I don't think the rest. I think you showed off a steelbook for the first one on special features, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Anyway, so yeah, had to get some Chucky love in there.
Indeed. So this is one of those things where it's the only version of this that exists, which is why I decided to buy it. And I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and the company that is in charge of producing like, you know, memorabilia for the show is this
Hmm.
company called Character Options, and they used to have a deal with Underground Toys, which was a US company. So we were getting a ton of stuff here, the same amount of stuff like figures, toys, you name it, that England was getting. We are basically getting the same stuff here. Um, they eventually that fell through that deal. I don't know why. And Underground Toys now has nothing to do with Character Options. Character Options is trash. Let's be honest. They're like the slowest moving company ever.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I've never heard of him before.
so you would have no reason to. But so I don't think I've ever said this before because yeah, you have no interest, and I know you have no interest, but I have three, I have four sonic screwdrivers, which is the instrument that the doctor uses. Four sonic screwdrivers that are actually built by the prop master of the show in my
Okay.
collection. They're stupidly expensive and fucking awesome. And you know, when you can't get the real deal like that, you go for the toy, right? Very expensive toy, but it's not a sex device. How dare you? It is the 14th Doctor sonic screwdriver. And this was the online exclusive version,
Okay.
so it's like metallic-y looking. Really, this is
Is it just like painted plastic?
it's not painted, but it is plastic that went through a the process where they hook like like electrics up to it, and then metal will fly to it.
Okay. What the
It's like
fuck?
they do it in water. The same process that was done to like the shiny Michael Myers knives from Trick or Treat
Hmm.
Studios. Like you put like a current to it. Like you hook up a current to it, and it will pull all the metal in the water over to it. So it gives it a metallic look over the plastic.
So
It's
can it
really
not chip
expensive
away?
process. What's that?
So like it's not like paint, it doesn't chip away.
If you started like bending it and stuff, it would probably chip away, but no, it's not paint. It's actual metal
Okay,
that has adhered to the surface of the plastic. Um,
interesting.
I
I've
can't,
never heard of such a thing.
and anytime you find something that is plastic that has a chrome look to it like this, that's how they did it. Paint doesn't exist that looks like this.
So like the Chrome
So,
Ghost face mask, is that what they did?
um, yep, that would be probably the same process because you can't
Interesting.
get that look otherwise. But anyway, it's a huge process and it makes it like this more expensive than a toy should be. That's for damn sure. Um, but I went for it, and this was a British exclusive thing because it was to the character options website. It was online exclusive. They don't like to ship to the United States because they're racist. And so I had to buy this through like a third party individual off eBay. It finally arrived. It took forever, whatever. It is what it is. 14 doctors to show how slow moving they are. The 15 doctors Sonic Screwdriver has already been revealed. The 15 doctors first episode has already come out. Christmas Day. I mean, they could have released the 15 doctors Screwdriver probably 6 months ago, but we got the 14th. So
Huh. It kind of reminds me of Dumbledore's Deluminator a little bit.
sure, sure. And for Doctor Who fans out there, it's like a mixture of um like multiple different doctor screwdrivers. So it has like this like crackly part, which is from the ninth and 10th doctor screwdriver. And then it has these arms that
Oh,
flick
that's
out,
cool.
which is also for his and her pleasure. Which is from like the 11th doctors. This little section up here is from like the 12th doctors. It also looks like a Dalek gun. And then leather part here, again, 11th doctors, and then it comes down to like a cap that's like the master's laser screwdriver. So it's can you hear that sound at all?
A little bit. It's very
It
faint, but
it goes into many different colors and stuff, which is actually pretty cool. I have it switched into the green, but it does red, it does yellow, which is from the 13th Doctors. Um, and then it does like a blue that has a bunch of different 6 different settings to it where it does different things. So yeah, like I have a bunch of Doctor Who figures and the TARDIS and stuff like that. So this kind of fits into the collection. If I ever were to buy like a high-end replica made by Nick Roboto, the prop replica, the prop master, um, then I'd probably throw this to the wayside. But I don't know if I'll
hmm.
ever have that much money to do that. So we'll see. So it works for
We
now.
can only hope. I mean, it is pretty cool.
Yes.
Where do the batteries go? Takes
So
one
they
AAA.
this pops off. It's like 3 hearing aid batteries is what it looks like.
Oh, the button cell battery. Very good.
Yes.
And I'm assuming it's waterproof, being that it's a it's a sex toy.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like it's always been like a joke, kind of like an
Really.
inside joke that the sonic screwdrivers look like a penis, like they have kind of a penisy look to them. Um, and so much so that like in Day of the Doctor, which was the 2013 50th anniversary special, um, it's a multi-doctor special. I know that means nothing to you, but the 10th Doctor takes
Get
out
the
his
idea, sure.
screwdriver and he like pushes it up, and then the 11th Doctor pulls out his and it flicks up like super far, and he's like overcompensating for something, that kind of thing. So, you know,
Self-aware.
yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Penis jokes.
So next I have your favorite movie of all time, actually. Got my copy of
Yes.
Home Alone this year. Whatever. You know, when I acquired all, God, I'm almost done. Like we're in the bottom half here, like the super bottom half. Um, Best Buy had a pretty decent sale this year because most of these movies were between like there were a couple like the Blu-rays were like $5. But this was I believe one of the other $10 movies. But I think the Steelbook is something that you showed off before, if I'm not
Probably.
mistaken. It had come out probably. We've been doing special features, but um I much prefer the Steelbook for that one over this for the cover art. But yeah. Anyway, I think this has another digital code inside, everybody. So here you go. We'll give this one away. And
Enjoy.
absolutely nobody will use it. Is this the only one that's on 4K?
Yes.
Mm. You said that very defeatedly.
Besides maybe like Home Sweet Home Alone, which is the sixth one, that one, just because it's so new, might have like a
Uh
4K version, but also it's a Disney Plus movie, so I don't think Disney Plus likes to put their stuff on physical media, even though they did with the Mandalorian and the Marvel stuff. I don't think that they like doing that.
yeah, did they stop selling everything physical in like Australia or something? It's some other country where I know they stopped selling all their movies physically. And the only
Yeah,
way to get new stuff is on Disney Plus, which that absolutely disgusts me. But
agreed.
yeah. Anyway, but no, it looks pretty good, and it's good to actually own that movie for the first time though. I never had that one on anything before, so
That's good.
rewatch it last year, and definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest movies of all time, so
Yeah, I wasn't joking when I said it's Brandon's favorite. It's not your absolute favorite movie. No, your all-time favorite movie is Liar Liar.
I don't know if I would say that's my all-time favorite movie. That's my favorite Jim Carrey movie for sure. Um, and when we went over, I mean, like I would say, like when people ask me, I say it's a tie between Halloween and Psycho. That's always what I say. Does that mean that really the original Halloween is what I would prefer to watch over any other Halloween movie? I don't know. That's just a simple answer to just say it's Halloween.
There you go.
Um,
And then Home Alone.
sure. It's the most respectable one though. But when we did our top five Christmas movies, our first year of this show, um, Home Alone was on that list
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah, I will forever associate you with that movie.
very good.
Uh-oh.
Very
Brandon's had enough and he's out.
yeah, I'm leaving. All right. So on to the other things here. This surprisingly, I almost didn't even grab this because I was like, I certainly must have shown that off on the show.
Hmm.
Certainly must have because it's been such a long time. And then I'm like, no, I don't think I ever did. And the figure itself is on display, so I can't show that to you outside of like maybe a picture. But the Halloween Ends Ultimate Michael Myers by NECA.
Thought you hated the Ultimate line. Were you not just shit talking them a little bit ago?
Of course, I do hate it. I think that there's so many things that they can improve upon,
Well, I
but
agree.
it kind of puts me into a paints me into a corner when there's no other version of this that exists, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess a couple weeks ago we were just talking about how Trick or Treat Studios still hasn't announced or shown off a Halloween Ends figure, But we do have the disproportionate Rob Zombie figure on the way, so look out for that one, everybody.
Speaking of that, I actually when I was complaining about it on the Trick or Treat Studios Facebook page, Justin Mabry commented on my post, and I thought he was going to be like a douche nozzle
Yeah,
about what I was saying and would probably
because
like
you the
ban
other
me
day
from the
just said
group.
fuck Justin Mabry. Oh, and I believe we were looking at the 2024 catalog.
Sure, sure. He commented that they're aware that there's issues with the figure and
Really?
that they're changing things about it. Like they're changing the coveralls, they're changing the
The
head
titty sag.
size. What's that?
The titty sag on the pockets
Yeah.
there, like down to his belly button.
Yeah.
He's
They're
got his
changing
haggard
the hand
hands.
size, they're changing the arm length. So it's a lot of things they're
You
changing.
know, like I want to like just stand up and clap because this is so not like Trick or Treat Studios.
It's not.
So who do you think? I know this has gone on long enough, but I have to ask you in the moment, who do you think had to do with that decision? The PR team at Trick or Treat Studios, somebody higher up at Trick or Treat Studios, or Justin Mabry himself not being like pleased with the feedback? Like, what loop did this come from? Because that is so strange. I have a screenshot of my like camera roll from you sending me uh we're not gonna refund a product just because you don't like it and just and they're not intended for use.
Yeah, the Freddy Krueger glove. Not supposed to
Yep.
actually put it on, even though it's called a glove.
And it sucks
Um,
because like how misleading is that? Every single person who walked in wanting a good Freddy glove went right to the NECA and that one, and they all said the same thing. They're like, "Can you use it?" I said, "You can use it, but it's gonna fall apart. It's for display." Like, and
yeah,
that killed it for everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, in a wearable Freddy glove, how much would you say is in the realm of one that wouldn't fall apart?
It
Like something off
depends.
Etsy, I guess.
Etsy,
We'd stay away from.
no, you don't have to. I mean, that is one of the places. I would say that you're probably better off going to like a Freddy Krueger like glove collectors group on like Facebook. But just because so you can know the certain people that are most trustworthy and make the best products because no two gloves are created equal from different sellers, but
Yeah,
or glove makers. But it depends. It depends on how accurate you want it. Like if you are all you're looking for is like a functional glove that's not going to fall apart, probably 125.
that's better than I thought. I thought it literally was going to be almost double. I was kind of ballparking at like
If
220.
you want something accurate,
Okay.
then 300, probably 350. If you want something perfect, meaning
Yeah.
they actually use the movie's templates, so it's
Ooh.
it's all exact, about a grand.
And
So
that's
it
usable.
depends on which level you want to go with.
Hmm.
If you get a glove that has real P210 knives in it, which are a discontinued like potato slicer knife that was used on the glove for the first two movies, sky's the limit because they don't make those anymore. It's
Yeah,
hard to even
I
come
wouldn't
across
expect that.
one.
However, I was literally just thinking in my head like a replica one, a real replica one would actually be a legitimately super dangerous weapon. Like I'm sure they have like probably the cheaper option. I would think it's like dulled down a bit of whatever it's made out of because a super real weapon, like I wouldn't want to run around with that wearing it.
I'm not really sure. I think they just cut it off of like sheet metal.
Okay.
So I don't think it's something you really have to worry about. There are times where people request them to be sharpened. And there is a company I know that's called razorgloves.com that will do like sharpened versions of them. And actually, what's his name? James A. Janice from the Kill Count YouTube videos. Like
Okay.
he got a Razor Gloves glove and he actually cut his finger as he was opening the package. So
Damn. See, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even want that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like, it's like it needed a blood sacrifice to be opened.
That's pretty funny.
Um, but yeah, like I have a glove, only one, and it's a part six glove because I love that movie. And the part six glove, they used butter knives for whatever reason. They took butter knives and
Okay.
they carved those into real knives for the glove. And so that they're not really sharp. Like you could stab somebody with them, but you
Like
can't
a
really
blunt
like
force
cut
kind of
them.
stab.
Yeah. But here's your fact of the day. So P210 knives, like you see the Freddy knife, right? Or the Freddy glove rather, and they're bent like this,
Yeah.
right? And you always see in the movies him grabbing people or clawing people like this, like this, right? Those knives are not sharp on the bottom. They're sharp on the top. Those knives are actually
Ooh,
upside down in the glove. So technically, if those, you were going to actually cause damage with that glove, it would be like this. You'd be like backhanding people.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So you could grab people with that glove and it would not cause any issues because it's completely dull on that side.
Ah, wow.
The more you know.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Didn't know
Yeah.
it ran that deep.
But they're so expensive though. Like I think AJ Good, I think he has one real P210 blade, and that alone is like who knows, like probably $500, for
Wait,
a
just
legit.
one blade, you
Yep.
said? Oh,
Yep.
wow, that's fucking
And
crazy.
there's people out there that have managed to get their hands on four of them, so they've turned them
Hmm.
into gloves, and I mean, whatever. There's not a whole lot of them that exist anymore, unfortunately. And then by the
Eh,
time the third movie came along, they weren't using P210 knives anymore, because they were dangerous.
yeah,
Probably shouldn't
wouldn't
have
fly today
real
for
knives
sure.
on your Freddy
Yep,
glove. Yeah. So,
for sure.
yes, indeed. So, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Halloween ends.
Very, very good.
Too bad it didn't come with a Corey Cunningham head.
That's actually not a bad idea. I mean, I'm laughing, but
But I've been saying
that's
you
pretty
just
good.
Rowan Atkinson head. Rowan.
Can you imagine Rowan?
Rowan Campbell head.
Oh, oh,
um,
that was the laugh I needed. That was pretty good.
Very good. It's just like a Mr. Bean like had like
And
that.
they just have a line for it. So who's like I don't know, who's the next slasher? They have a Freddy Ultimate figure, but then you can put on who do we just say? Mr. Bean. You get Pee Wee's head this time. You just have all these different comedians. But
That'd be
no,
good.
that
Yeah, I'd like that.
but just the Mr. Bean head on Michael Myers. That's a very funny
Yes.
image.
But I
Oof.
don't think it's super realistic for NECA to release an actual Corey figure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that would be like the next best thing, just having a Rowan Campbell head and, maybe have like a little scarecrow mask that you can put on and off of it.
Now, did you get that at Walmart or Target?
No, I've never been able to find them at Walmart. I got it at Target.
Okay, because I know that Target sells them, and my Meyer just started selling the NECA Ultimate figures recently, and of course they're all
Yeah.
in the boxes are in terrible condition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct.
Okay, so this I was debating when I was gonna show this off. If I was like do it at the very beginning, if I was gonna do it. I mean, it's not really the middle anymore. It's kind of dwindled down toward the end, like I said. But I was gonna save it till the very end. But I've been talking about this forever, so it's about high time that I finally get to show it off. Finally, been waiting. So I ended up getting these on eBay because to go on Amazon and get them brand new, I think is way too much of an asking price. I think they're the list price is 70. It's never 70. It's usually $40, but I did finally pick these up. The volume 1 and 2 4K set for these movies. I got both of them for $36. So it was less than the price of one of them at least. And
Very good.
I'm glad that's what I paid for them. Not in terms of the movies, because the movies are all great. Um, but like they look pretty good, but none of these are from the original camera negative, you know what I mean? So like how good are they really gonna look? Like
I
the
mean, I don't
blacks
think the
are
original camera negative exists.
that's what I mean. Like didn't they die in the Universal fires, I think. But anyway, so like they look good, but like the whites of like lights and shit are like super 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 white. You know, blacks are really dark. You get a good contrast. Am I gonna say that it's worth the 4K in this case? Probably not. But the movies nonetheless are awesome. But it doesn't end there. Oh boy, because I was waiting for this to go on sale for a little while. Usually on sale, it was $70 for this bad boy, and it's not all of them. We talked about this before, and I've had my eye on it, and I honestly think I might just get rid of these because this is a much better set for sure. The uh the complete set. Well, they say complete set, but it's actually
Does it
not.
have the specifics on the back, like the actual specifications?
Like
No,
this.
like the quality, picture quality specifications.
Let's pull it out and look. Doesn't say anything about the resolution on the back of the box, but I know that these are restored versions. So, oh, what are you doing, Brandon?
Reading. Um,
Oh, okay, on the inside. Okay, they're 1080p. It says it on the inside.
uh-huh. I don't see it. I believe you. And what does it say on the 4K?
Can you see it now?
A little bit, yeah. Yep.
Uh,
133 1 aspect ratio as well.
let's see what the 4K says. The 4Ks, it would just be, I'm assuming, on the back of the box because, yeah, it's like, I didn't mention it, but I fucking hate these. I absolutely hate when they put them in the stupid cardboard thing. And then,
Yeah.
you know, the movie's 4K, the special features are obviously going to be in a Blu-ray. But let's see. It says it on the disc, and I'm assuming it wouldn't. Well, it just says four frame, the 133 1 Ultra HD. So
So
it's
same
just
aspect ratio.
same aspect ratio. Yeah. So this is just a 4K upscale, basically. That's all it is. It's a 4K upscale, everybody. So it's cheaper just to get the entire set. A lot of these movies end up repeating. Like it says 30 movies, but like here.
I demand you to do a comparison.
Okay. It's like look, you'll see you'll get like all the but because Dracula's in House of Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, they just repurpose the same damn thing on the back of it because these I guess were sold individually, but is it really a 30 movie set? And the most interesting one out of all of these is like The Invisible Woman. Did you know that movie's a straight up comedy? It's not even a horror movie. It's really bizarre.
I've never
It's an
even heard of
interest
it.
what?
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, like the only I mean the first one's obviously like amazing with Claude Rains, but then you get Vincent Price at some point, so whatever. Um, The Invisible Woman. That's the one that I star in.
The Invisible Agent.
Oh, there's so many goofy ones.
I
So
don't
the
think any
only
of these have anything to do with each other.
they don't. They're all like completely unrelated. Same with the Mummy. They're all completely unrelated. And
Is
then
the Brendan
so
Fraser version in there?
so you get Phantom of the Opera, and it's like this black and white picture, right? And then so you get only the Technicolor version. You don't even get the silent
Lon Chaney
version.
Jr. or
Yeah, you
Lon
don't
Chaney Sr. version.
yeah, you don't even get that.
Did you know that there's
So
two different versions of that original version,
yes, actually.
shot from two different camera angles?
Yep. James Rolfe talked about it before. That's the reason
Okay,
why I got into these because when he talks about it, it's like the most passionate thing I've ever heard. Um, so like
sure.
it's just interesting to go back and check all these out, and it has a nice little art book.
Yeah, see, they have the second version of the Phantom of the Opera on the front there too. Like the mask is
Oh
different.
yeah, hmm
That's bullshit.
it is bullshit. I did not either. I did not. So if
It's bullshit. That is not my Phantom. It is not.
because that's always what I had assumed. Like I didn't even really think about it, and then I looked at it. I'm like, well, there we go. So um, and then he's been hanging out for the longest time.
Just waiting for his moment.
Yes, very good. But these movies though, I have enjoyed watching them. This is the first time I've owned all of them. Like I'd watch Dracula and Frankenstein at my grandma's house because she had them on VHS. And she said Dracula was like the scariest thing ever, right? So I went back and rewatched Dracula and I had forgotten that there's no music in the movie, and
Okay.
it's right off the heels of like the silent era and you kind of have to be in the mood to watch these movies, I guess is kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But they're so short.
They're really barely over an hour.
Here's a
But
fact everybody knows that there is technically a superior version of Dracula that came out at exactly the same time using exactly the same sets. And usually
oh,
they include it in there, which is the Mexican Dracula.
let me see if they say, oh yeah, it's the very first noted bonus feature.
Yep. Um, so I guess it didn't come out the same year, maybe, but
It's at 1931. It's the
filmed at
same
the
year.
same time.
It's the same year.
Oh,
They're
okay,
both
good.
dated as 31.
Um,
But yeah, maybe I'll talk about it on my own accord.
very good.
Hell yeah. I just don't know where I have no room to put this shit. All right, I have 5 movies left and then I'm kaput.
I have one item left, and then I'm two items left, and then I'm done.
All right.
So
Um,
this I was able to obtain because I hit a sad 10 years at my place of employment. And so that gave me $100 to spend on Amazon. And so I was like, you know what? I guess I'm gonna
mhm.
go, I'll get this figure. I didn't have a whole lot of interest in getting it because it
Okay.
has a really terrible likeness, but it's on display. But here's the box. It's the 112 Halloween 2 by, figure by Mezco. The great one, which was the 112 Halloween 78 Mezco figure, which is immaculate, and that goes, skyrocketed in price because they sold out. This one, it's not selling out, and
And
there's a
there's a
very
reason
specific
for it.
reason for that. But I'll show a picture. I'll send you it, and you can put it up.
Very
How much
good.
it doesn't look like the Halloween 2 mask or stature or anything.
Should I
So it's
look it up
just
right now?
you can. I think that yeah, do it. it looks, you'll get an idea, but you don't get the full idea until you see it, like a picture of
Okay.
it in person, like a non-professional photo of it. And it's just so unfortunate because the NECA figures, both of them, as well as the Trick or Treat Studios, 12-inch figure, they captured the look of Halloween 2 flawlessly. Like it's perfect. And, that's one of the easiest looks to capture because the face is wider
This thing?
and yeah, it's like like I don't even know what that is. It literally looks like somebody just wearing a standard like Michael Myers mask, like that's from an unidentified movie. And like even with the blood tears, it still doesn't look like it. And like the hair is wrong because the thing you have to get it right is the hair. It has the little wispies coming off the side. That doesn't. That thing has long hair on it.
Even the Ben Tramer looks more like Michael Myers with who's the Dragon Ball Z one, Goku? Like even that doesn't look right. Yeah,
None of it
funky.
looks right. Nope. And it's so weird to like I demand a reason for it because and it's not like I have like a eyelash in my eye. Um, it's not because
Wow.
Mezco sucks. Like Mezco, their first version of the 112 collection, it's flawless. Like it's like the best 1978 figure that exists. So you'd think that they would knock it out of the park with a Halloween 2 figure, especially because
Hmm.
NECA and Trick or Treat Studios did such a great job. So what happened?
Even my little NECA retro cloth Halloween 2 is undeniably
Yeah.
Halloween 2.
Yeah, NECA did two sculpts, one for the retro cloth, one for the ultimate. And then Trick or Treat Studios did their sculpt, and all of them look like Halloween 2. All
Oh
of them
yeah.
do. And this doesn't. And I kind of hate having it on my shelf, but what are you
Oh,
gonna do?
yeah. What are you gonna do? All right. I don't even know what my last few movies are. Let's see. Oh, all right. We'll just keep it in the same tone here. Another that is gonna be your new favorite set, your favorite new favorite toy.
It would be if I left it down here, yes.
But like I feel like I know you want to have it probably displayed, but I'd like to think that you can't keep it down here because you're having self-restraint because you know that you would just be playing with the toy the entire time.
Correct.
Um, so anyway, keeping in the same vein here, I guess. Oh no, I think the Rube Goldberg picked up Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I have to say, I like this movie. It's entertaining,
That's good.
but I can never get over the ball sack on the head. I just don't know what they were going for with that. I just can't. I'm sorry.
I don't have an issue with that. I do have issues with this movie, though.
I said I like it. I didn't say I love it.
I mean, a
Okay.
lot of people love it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, I just, I was so excited to see this movie. Like, I saw it
Okay.
kind of late. Like, I grew up, everybody grows up knowing about Dracula, right?
Yeah.
And so I always knew Dracula. I had seen the 1931 Dracula prior to seeing this one. I had seen Gary Oldman in tons of things prior to seeing that. Keanu Reeves. You name it. I don't know why I can't think of her stupid name. We were just talking about
Christina
her
Ricci.
earlier.
That's not who was in this movie.
No.
The hell was in this movie?
Uh, it didn't snow until he went up there.
Winona
Yeah, there
Ryder.
we go. Um, I just think of the woman that
Oh
steals
shit, I just
purses
seen the
and stuff
case.
from
Anyway,
shops.
yes.
Remember when she did that?
No.
Really? She
Like
was in so much trouble because she kept on stealing.
I'm hoping they were at least expensive purses and not like cheap trash.
Yeah,
I
she
hope
had
she
a
kept some
problem.
Hollywood tact.
Yeah, she had like a mental problem. Like she was
Oh,
getting like she had like an addiction to stealing stuff, to shoplifting. It was really weird. It was during the time of like Mr. Deeds.
isn't that called being a kleptomaniac if you like have an addiction to stealing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so
Or
I'm
would
hopefully
that
she
be
doesn't do it
addiction?
anymore.
Kleptomaniac seems almost more like, I don't know. Sounds more like derogatory, I guess. Kleptomaniac, whatever.
It's the technical term for it.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
whatever. And I'm like, Gary Oldman's fantastic. Keanu Reeves, he can't disappoint, right? And then I see the movie and I'm like, I think I hate this because, you know, because it's like, it goes the route of basing it off of Vlad the Impaler, which whatever you want, that's fine. Uh, Vlad or Vlad Tempest, you
Sure.
know, Vlad Dracul, you know, the real guy. And it's like, that's okay. That's fine. But then it's like the movie's like so long.
Well,
It's
let's see
like
what the
what? Like
runtime is on it.
like it's at least 2.5 hours. And it's just like
127 minutes. So yeah, so 2.5 hours.
it's just not it's just not fun. Like I pictured something completely different in my head. Like when I imagined what
Hmm.
a Gary Oldman Dracula movie would be like.
What year had you seen it in?
Probably like 2009.
Okay. I had definitely had like background knowledge on the movie and seen reviews and heard people talk about it plenty of
Yeah.
times to kind of like know what I was getting myself into. So
Okay.
I had a different perspective going into the movie. You know,
I just thought it was going to be like a whole lot of fun and stuff. I will say though, I respect the hell out of it because I found out within the last few years that it's all old movie making techniques used for the entire
hmm
movie. They don't use any CGI. They don't use like it's all like in
Yep.
camera, visual effects. And if it wasn't something they could do in camera, they weren't going to do it. And so I think that's really cool. And maybe that's what lends a little bit to like the slow pacing and stuff of it, but I don't know.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting conversation about that movie then. Didn't
Yes.
anticipate that. Anyway, you have one more, right?
Yes, it's this. No, let me go grab it, I suppose.
He goes to grab it, and then all you see is a little Grogu phrase that says "stronger than you think."
You just hear me start my car and floor it away in the background.
Did you get your car back, by the way?
No, no.
That's depressing. I'm sorry.
It's a much bigger issue than it seems like it ever
Uh-oh.
should be. Um, for those people that don't know, I have a electronic power steering system in my car. It's not popular for a reason. And it's powered, we thought by a fuse. It turns out it's some other system that powers it. Long story short, it would be about $1,000 to fix.
I feel
So
for you. Remember when we said special features going forward might be a little sparse, guys?
it'll be nothing. And then like a few months down the line, I'll be like, my car.
No, wouldn't it be funny if like the next special features 22 ends up being a short where we just show off like one thing or like no, we have nothing to show off. So it's like, yeah, we have these two videos planned. They're not filmed yet, but they're coming out
Yeah.
soon. Bye everybody. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway,
So,
let's see Batman. You know what? I saw this on YouTube actually. That's awesome.
yes,
Yeah, okay. So do you have any plans on taking them out?
that's what she said. I don't know. this whole thing is like bigger than I ever thought it was gonna be. And
Like, I mean, that thing it does look pretty big.
indeed, it's held together by Velcro, and it's just like such a bitch.
Should just been
But
magnets. Fucking
should be,
magnets.
I
How do they
guess.
work?
But yeah, it's big.
Very good. Yeah, that's pretty big. That looks like almost four ultimate boxes like put together and
Oh
then
yeah.
a couple of them stacked across. Wow. It's almost bigger.
Yeah. Just
Wow, dude.
how wide
That's
it is. It's
crazy.
wider. Like the side is wider than the entire front of it by that
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah,
about an
yeah.
inch. So yeah, it's big, it's heavy. Um, it's I didn't think I was ever gonna get it because they sold out pretty quickly from McFarlane,
Hmm.
and people were reselling them for like $500, like a
That's
lot of
steep,
money.
man. That's steep.
And then finally they did like a second, you know, release of them, and Amazon had them, so I jumped on
Hmm.
it. But you know, again, Amazon doesn't know how to ship anything like this. Talk about a collector's box.
Hmm.
This
Not really.
box probably means more than the figures themselves.
Yeah, but look how they treated it. Nice
Yep.
and crumpled.
And that's just one of many issues with it, like it's bad. Also, like they kind of screwed up on some things, like on the inside, like bat flex. You're probably not going to be able to see it because there's no way I'm going to be able to get this close enough to the computer. But just take my word for it. This is all like it was ripped off and just put back on.
Like it's like a sticker, like it's a metallic sticker.
So these are all like pieces of cardboard that are in front here because you're supposed to really like display it like this.
Yeah,
It says all the Batman, the movie it's from, as well as the logo for the movie. And so that's all cool. Obviously, this is the bat signal stuff in here. You have a one for every movie. Um, and it's just not good. I don't know. Here's a photo. See that?
yeah.
It
We'll put a
looks
photo up.
terrible. So yeah. But this is cool. Like this is hurting my back. This is how heavy this thing is. Like to be
Yeah, it
holding
it
it
does
like
look
this, hunched
fucking
over.
huge.
This is cool for, if for nothing else, the fact that it's really the only way that you can ever get a Val Kilmer and a George Clooney.
Very good. Does the George Clooney have nipples?
Oh yeah, of course
That's
it does.
awesome.
It must. Holy shit. Okay. Ow.
You ever think you throw your
Anyway,
back out just by playing with Batman toys?
huh?
Did you ever think that you'd throw your back out by playing with Batman toys?
Of course, that was my destiny. Um, but I don't think I'd ever take him out really until I
Yeah.
had like my own place and I had the space for it or something. Because that ain't happening.
With
I
all
don't have
the,
the
I mean,
space.
with all the shit that we have and all that, I mean, especially the shit that you have that's like very space consuming,
Yeah,
you are gonna have a very difficult time, my friend, having space.
correct. Correct. Like I have the UCS Millennium Falcon Lego, which
Yes,
is
I
like,
remember you talking about that. I think I remember you
glorious.
getting it. Then you get it at the Richie People Mall where the other restaurant is,
Yeah.
in fear of
Um,
doxing us.
correct. Yes, that was heavy. Like I had to carry that from that store down. a flight of stairs and like down a couple, elevator rides and then down some more stairs into the parking garage all the way back to my car. That was hard.
Yeah, I'm sure your your asthma was kicking in.
That was hard. Yeah. But that thing is still in its box to this day
Hmm.
because it's so big. How big is it, Brandon? Uh, what's that from? I don't know. That's from something.
Yeah.
People make coffee tables out of it.
Oh, that's fucking wild.
That's how big it is. Like they'll make like a coffee table that's like a plastic box to encase around it.
All
So
right.
you have
Love you, Dad.
space for it because space doesn't exist for something that large otherwise.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Like it's
crazy.
it's the size of this chalkboard.
And how many pieces is it?
10,000, I think.
That's wild. It'll
Yeah.
probably take you like a month to put that thing together.
It's the largest Lego set that's ever been produced.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then because it was released originally like several years ago and then it sold out, of course. And then they brought it back for the anniversary, like the 10-year anniversary.
Hmm.
And that first version was the largest set ever from Lego. And then they re-released it, and obviously things changed with Lego between those periods of time. Like they became much more detailed. And, like you can look at a Lego minifigure and go, oh, I know who that is. I know what celebrity that's supposed to look like. That kind of thing. Like you couldn't do that back in the day. You'd be like, oh, what
It
is
was just a
that? Luke
likeness
Skywalker?
situation.
Oh, I can kind of see that. Like it was kind of like that. But now like the little Lego minifigure actually looks like Harrison Ford, has a scar and everything on his face, like that kind of thing.
Interesting. I didn't know
Um,
that. So you
so
being oh just I didn't want to cut you off. You're on a train. Your train of thought
really
here.
just the last bit of it is just that. So when it was re-released, it had like 1,500 more pieces because it became more detailed in that period of time. So, but yes, what were you gonna say?
When did Legos go from being all like yellow faced to like actually having like skin accurate colors to the characters? Because back in the day, I remember getting Harry Potter Legos that were not only yellow, but the Harry Potter Lego creator game on PC, like even
Hmm.
the box art is a yellow Harry Potter. And I remember that. And then I remember at some point they changed, but I don't remember when because I've never been like an avid Lego collector. It'd only be from like certain movies that I cared about.
Because
And
it's racist.
really, that's why.
It's so racist. They're not Asian. What are you doing? No, I would say probably around like 2005 is
Hmm,
when
okay.
they started to have like a movement towards that.
So it's been a while.
Yellow Legos still exist. So let me say that. They use it to decipher the difference between like licensed products and their own products. So
I
if you
guess
get
that's
like a
smart.
Lego Village kind of thing, like because they make that like over the last like year or two, there was like a Lego like North Pole and like Santa's like house and stuff that you could
Hmm.
build. And all of those will be yellow. So anything that like Lego makes themselves that's like their own, like Lego City or Lego Village or whatever, that kind of stuff, that's yellow. If it's like the Home Alone house, then they have the appropriate skin colors.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very good. So,
Yes. I have the Home Alone house. It's still in a box. It's
like,
big.
you put it together and put it back. You haven't put it together at all yet.
It's too
One
big.
of these days.
Sure. I showed you the Diagon Alley, right?
Yeah,
Like that
we've talked
alone
about
is
it
is
too.
way too big.
Yeah, you said you watched the entire series when you were putting it together.
I did. That's a fact.
But anyway, here's another one. Obviously, what you can see is I went on the website and just clicked through everything that um was on sale that I haven't had yet and picked up. So there you
Hmm.
go. Haven't picked this one up yet. Um, Sure, but we like this movie. We talked about it. It's a good movie. Can't wait for the sequel. So we'll see. When I say I
You hear
can't
how
wait for
it
the
was delayed?
sequel, oh really?
Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm.
It was supposed to start filming this year, and now they're saying it won't start filming until next year, I think.
Oh, that'll be a little while then. How disappointing for the three concurrent Batmen that we have at the moment.
Yeah. Well, not Ben
Yeah,
Affleck anymore, sadly.
rest in pieces, Batfleck.
Yes, and not Michael Keaton anymore either, sadly.
Yeah, that sucks. You can hear us talk about the Flash, which we've talked about many times actually. Oh God, I forgot. I'm still going. Okay, I guess I'll just plow through the rest of these. So you know what? Maybe I'll save my favorite joke for last. Okay, so this was the other Steelbook that I ended up getting. So this was one that like we've made fun of it. You have it. Um, my Best Buy or just Best Buy in general, because it would just go away. It would disappear from the website. It was sold out and unavailable in any store within 250 miles. The whole thing they tell you.
Yeah.
Um, they restocked this during Black Friday. Obviously, they're probably shipping stuff from warehouses to stores that would get rid of it. I picked it up, got my Mario Steelbook actually.
I think, and I could be wrong, but I think you showed this on the show on the
You-
last episode.
Do you? I don't remember. I think I picked them all. Like all these, I
Um,
picked up at once.
yeah, I don't know. The maybe the only other because I knew you had it, and that's the only one out of these you've shown that I knew you had.
Okay,
And maybe you just showed it to me when we were just chit-chatting at the end of
maybe.
recording something. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
I, I don't recall ever showing it because
because
I'm
all
pretty
your
sure I
other
got it
ones you
with a
showed,
stack
I
of.
didn't know.
Okay,
Or maybe
so
you were just showing me how, using it as an example for how stupid the cover is or something.
probably I don't know, maybe.
But
But
yeah.
anyway, so if anybody wants the movie, here you here you go. And
Yeah.
if you want just a free Universal movie, including 40-Year-Old Virgin or Psycho,
Let's see here. So Psycho,
Get Out.
yeah, but what's the one that looks like Channing Tatum dancing? Is that
I don't
Magic
know.
Mike? Yeah, maybe that's Magic Mike, but why is he dressed like a sailor?
I don't know.
Huh. We'll never know. Um, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the worst
We already
one.
talked about that. There's Trolls. I don't know what
Yeah.
movie that is. I didn't even
Um,
look at who it is. I can't even. It's not Matt Damon. Can't tell.
you know what it is? It's the Bourne Legacy. It's Jeremy Renner.
Okay. So then
And
we have
then
Jaws.
Get Out, obviously. Uh, Field of Dreams, and then Lucas's favorite, Notting Hill.
Sure. So you can
Notting
you can
Hill is
also get
definitely
another
Lucas's favorite movie.
you can get another free movie. I was gonna say I've never seen it, but that's a lie. I have the
It's,
Steelbook.
it's definitely a lie.
No, I
It's
actually have
it's
not
a
seen it.
romantic comedy starring Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like right after you tell me this, I go and order the movie on Amazon.
No, you're gonna take the computer, you're gonna put it down. It's gonna be very quiet, and then you're gonna go to your shelf and you're gonna pull it out on 4K and look at it and weep
Yes.
because the world
Okay.
will never know.
So we have our last two movies. I'll save the best for last. Like I said, my favorite joke. So
Exorcist
2001,
believer.
2000,
Yes.
2001 had to get it. Another one on sale. Um, so how in September, because that's when it says I pre-ordered it, Exorcist on 4K, the Steelbook. I've been waiting. I've been waiting patiently for this movie.
Yeah.
And I told you guys when I got it, I was gonna show it off on special features. Well, today, everybody, we're gonna show off. Are you ready? The Exorcist 4K. Here you go. I I didn't want to cancel my order, so I still have it on there in the fucking
Hmm.
off chance that it comes back. But I got this
Of course it's
so
gonna come back.
I still have it set, so whatever, but it was on sale for 15 bucks. And you know what? I really wanted to watch it. You guys know it's my favorite. And I'm gonna tell you what, Brandon. Obviously I'm gonna have to keep the Blu-ray because guess what? This doesn't have all the special features that are on the Blu-ray that you probably have, that I have, that a lot of people have, that has all those great documentaries on it. This does not have those, even though this has a Blu-ray in it. So I have to keep both copies. But this looks incredible. It looks, I gotta tell you, man, not like, like seeing it for the first time kind of stuff. When they're going through the exorcism and when her eyes go white, not this scene in the movie, but when they're actually doing the exorcism and her eyes go white and she's floating up when she breaks through the straps, like I was seeing a lot of detail and color that I'd never seen before in the makeup. So
Hmm.
this is knock it out of the park. Maybe I'll just let you borrow the disc so you can check it out, because it if you haven't, you probably have no desire whatsoever. But
Oh,
damn.
it's not that I don't have any desire. I mean, um, I'll check it out. There is a little bit of controversy. Not so I don't know if it's with the 4K. But it's funny that you bring up that specific moment, the exorcism moment in the movie, because when she rises from the bed, it's like ever since the Blu-ray came out, you could see the wires that are picking her up. And
Yeah.
for some reason, they won't go and erase the wires unless they have now. I don't know. But it was creating a bit of controversy because it's like you never saw that in any other version. It was never meant to be seen. They were hidden purposely within the frame because it was at a time where you couldn't erase them. And so it's like, people are kind of like angry about that. Like, when have you gone too far into the
Okay.
clarity, you know? Um, but I don't know. That's my one thing that I could add to the conversation
Oh,
because
interesting.
it is that moment of the movie, the exorcism scene. So
Yeah, I guess it is funny then, because I didn't know that was like I mean, obviously if you see the faults and the cracks, I don't necessarily mind it per se.
it's not that though. So I get what you're saying, and you could go like, oh, you see the the cracks in the facade, and like that's charming. It's not just because that never existed in any version of the movie until the Blu-ray. Like it wasn't a mistake on the filmmaker's part, which would be
Hmm.
charming. It was a mistake on the studio's part for when they brightened it. They brightened it too much. You see what I'm saying? Like
Well,
so
I'll have to go back and check and see if you can see the wires, because I don't recall
yeah,
seeing the wires
check
when
it
I
out because
watched
the
it again.
4K they might have gotten rid of them because it was like it was very controversial when it came to
Yeah.
Ray.
So like that scene, I like she was like I've never seen her more grotesque. You know what I mean? Like to do with the lighting and the makeup, because it's all designed that way. You know what I mean? So you can get the real filmmaker intent. So maybe they are
Yeah.
erased. I'll actually, right when we're done, because this has been forever, I'll pop it in and I'll check. I'll send you a little video. But yeah, it's great. Even scenes, I mean, it's flawless. And I might just be fangirling because it is my favorite, but I really wish that we had been showing this off in October. It's been 3 months. It has been 3 damn months.
I
But
also
whatever.
wish that it was an American release and it wasn't just Amazon lying to us,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
thought that's what it was. I didn't know it was a foreign release until the only people posting unboxings of it were Fat Ass and and people from the UK.
Yeah.
So Here you go. Another free code for you guys. God, if you actually are a loyal fan and stick around with special features, you get some really good content out of this. Hmm?
Yeah. You can
Free
also
movies.
get a Funko Pop James Bond figure.
Oh my God, I thought there were Blu-rays in here. Nope, it's just 4Ks. And thank God that they didn't double the discs though and put, the theatrical and the uncut
Yeah, for
versions on
sure.
one disc. Thank the Lord. Get it? Thank the Lord. Anyway, there you go. There's remember when I got all those PS5 games? Well, here's the 4K equivalent. All right, guys, I'm not going to be getting anything for 6 more months. I hope you enjoyed it.
Sadly. By the way, this is called electroplating.
Electroplating.
Yep.
Very good. I'll
And
go
there
on YouTube.
tends to be the same process as like plating like a coin, or like anything that's like plated in like gold or whatever. Um
Like earrings.
sure, sure, sure. Um and there is one flaw with it I have noticed, and that is that things like hair and whatnot will get caught under it. Like, I don't know if there's just no way to do it in like a completely sterile environment. And
Oh,
that's
I see what you're saying. I thought you
triggered.
meant like a loose hair in the air. I'm like, wait, what? How is that possible? There's an invisible barrier you can get through?
Yes. Trick or Treat Studios, like, I hate that knife. I hate it so much because it was so stupidly expensive because they
How much
roll in
did
the
you pay
price
for
of
it?
extra
You have one, right?
electroplating into it. What's that?
You have one, right? How
Unfortunately.
much did you pay for it?
I don't know, like 34.99 or something.
Because what, you have that, you have the poster knife, and don't you have like the Halloween one kitchen knife?
I have no poster knife.
I thought you had a poster knife.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
You've said that before though, which is funny.
At
Um,
least I'm consistent.
yes. Yeah, no poster knife, just the I have one of the foam knives from the year that Spirit was ripping off Trick or Treat Studios because I didn't want to
Okay.
support them. And all of a sudden Spirit released this exact ripoff. And so I purchased that, so I still have that to this day.
Beautiful.
Um, and then I have the Halloween Kills knife, Halloween Ends knife, Halloween 2018 knife, and then that stupid electroplated piece of trash Halloween 78 knife. Um, which I hate it. I can't stand it. And like the handle is so cheesy and shitty. It's just painted. It looks like with like watercolors or something to try and like mimic the look of wood, but it's like, oh my God. And you know how like knives have like a handle that has rivets in it, and there's like
Yeah.
three rivets threaded through the handle? It's just shitty yellow paint in a circle on
I
there.
like I like to think it's not even a perfect circle. It's a hand done
It's
circle that
not.
had
It is. It is. It's hand painted.
no,
It's a hand painted
no.
circle. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's awful.
Ah,
I
that's the
hate
thing.
it.
That's the thing I love about Trick or Treat Studios when they don't fail to disappoint, where like you can make fun of them and say like a sarcastic statement and just be like you saying it as a joke, but be completely right.
Yep. Sadly. And then you have the thing like the hair and dust and stuff that get trapped under it. So it creates a bumpy surface rather than a completely, you know,
Hmm.
sheer, sheeny kind of surface, like completely flat.
But I believe we didn't talk about this with Trick or Treat Studios. I don't know how much they're going to cost, but there are two Leatherface masks that are vinyl for this year. The Pretty Woman and then one of the other ones, and I'm like, I wonder how that's going to turn out.
They shouldn't be any more expensive. They should probably be cheaper, in fact, but you know that they're not going to be. They're going to use that as like it's a step up,
Last a
you
lifetime.
know.
They charge you an extra
It
$20.
will last a lifetime. I
That's
mean
my
that
point,
that is a good way of looking at it. As long as you don't treat it badly and it starts to rot, because they can rot from bacteria if you're not careful, but
hmm
they're not like an organic material like latex that just will rot regardless eventually, you know. Like touching it with your fingers and stuff, like that's not a problem. That's interesting though, because that would actually make me contemplate getting said
So I'll
masks.
be waiting until the Halloween store gets their shipment because they get like basically almost everything from the catalog.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is that they're releasing vinyl versions, and I honestly I feel bad, so I kind of uh I feel bad. I don't know if I will apologize necessarily because I was giving you very good advice at the time when I told you to get the trio, the glow
Yeah.
in the dark trio of
Oh, I
masks.
see where you're going with this. You think they might
Because
make vinyl ones?
everything we knew about them was that was it, and that was going to be the best version of those that exist.
I snatched them
Yeah,
up immediately.
they're vinyl ones that are going to be coming out from them, which are like just like the originals were vinyl. So,
Well,
you know,
guess who's gonna have to learn how to run an eBay store and start getting rid of some of this shit?
or Facebook.
No, how about YouTube or YouTube?
Yeah.
I always think of YouTube. Yeah, I'll just start posting video video
Selling
auctions.
things on
Um,
Facebook are like, that's always the best way to go because as long as you don't actually sell it directly through the website, like you do it through, you know, your messages and use PayPal and whatnot, then there's no fees. You know, you don't have to worry about them taking a chunk of your money from you. And it's always the way people want to go anyway, is to not go through, you know, Facebook, because Facebook does have the marketplace where you can actually go through them,
sure.
like use them like eBay or whatever. But nobody wants to deal with that. And they hold on to your money until it arrives and stuff. And it's just no bueno.
Yeah, that sounds like a pain. But
It
yeah, well,
is.
why the hell it didn't say it in the catalog, did it? That they were vinyl?
I think it might have.
Interesting. So, well, that's great.
If
Looking
it
at you,
didn't mention
trio.
it in the catalog, then it was mentioned in the group
Hmm.
afterwards.
Well, being that
I
I'm
will,
in,
full disclosure,
I mean,
it
is it the same
mentioned,
mold, just made out of vinyl?
what's that?
Is it the same mold that they already are
Yeah, you can
using?
tell they're the same molds.
Okay. Because obviously, like the witch one is gonna like the original Don Post one looks slightly different than the Trick or Treat Studios one, like with in terms of the shroud and stuff.
There's different versions of the Don Post one.
Okay,
There's the 83 one, and then there was like an 87 one that they released as well. They released two different like sets of them and whatnot. So whatever. It gets weird and into territory that I don't really know very well at all. So full disclosure though, it only mentions like the skulls being vinyl, but I'm assuming that
okay.
they're all gonna be vinyl since that's what they originally were. So
And I wonder if 80 well is 84 Freddy vinyl or latex from back in the day. I don't know. This is a rabbit hole, but whatever. I guess I'm just splitting hairs here.
no, that would be latex. That has always been
Okay.
latex.
Hmm. Very interesting. You know, I hate Trick or Treat Studios sometimes, and other times I don't hate them. I don't know.
Hmm.
Mostly I hate them though.
Just yeah,
It's like
life
they're
is just easier
catfishing.
to be like me and just hate them
Yeah,
all the
you're totally right. Last question, and then we can go. Do you think that Reagan mask is going to be like a latex over the head mask, or do you think that's going to be like a vacuum form weird thing with long hair in the back?
So I think it's gonna be latex. I'm pretty sure it is, especially given the price of it, right? It's like, isn't it like 79.99?
I didn't recall
Um,
the price on it. I just saw like the catalog, right? Just had like the
yeah,
product
it's not in
number.
the catalog, but the pricing comes from the fact that they were supposed to release last year, and those were catalog prices for that mask. Um, but Trick or Treat Studios is very cheap, so I think it will be technically over the head, but I think really what's going to end up happening is it's going to be a front face mask. The
Like
hair
the
is going to go
witch,
over, and then under the hair they're going to have a strap that goes around your head.
just like the
That's my
witch.
guess.
I mean,
because
not
they're
that there's a
cheap.
problem with the witch, but it's the setup of the witch mask.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not yes and no. I mean, because that was always the design of that mask, even with
Yeah,
Don
that
Post.
that's why I say it's just the setup of the mask. That's how they do it. I would like it to be a full over the head thing. Because like I said, I want a Reagan dummy really badly. Go to the thrift store, get like an old lady nightgown. Perfect. Throw it on the dummy.
I think that's gonna be harder to find than you think.
Okay. Challenge accepted. And obviously not screen accurate, right? Just representation of
Yeah,
Reagan.
yeah.
Because
Good luck.
the animatronic, it's nope, no bueno. I'm not getting that thing. I would like it, but the head would just fall off after the first time it did a full rotation.
Plus, I mean, how you gonna have sex with it?
Oh, I'll find a way.
Have you seen
Heck,
the Dune Part 2 popcorn buckets?
no. Why are you telling me this? They must be fucking ridiculous. You're telling me
Yeah,
to look it up? Okay, I'll look it up.
looks like a vagina with teeth.
Like the movie
Like
Teeth.
there's the sandworms, but it looks like a Sarlacc pit.
Oh God, the first response, the first result I get. The Dune Part 2 popcorn buckets are going viral for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
All right, well, where's a picture of the fucking thing? I wouldn't say it looks like a vagina with teeth. I would say it looks like uh something that you could definitely try to fuck. That's what it looks like.
That was my plan.
Like I would assume that since you're reaching inside it, yeah, that the teeth would have to be like flexible. Oh my God. This is
Yeah.
a fucking this is a pocket pussy Dune tube bucket.
Yeah.
I wonder what people are gonna be filling these buckets up with. Good God.
Well, that's what I asked too, because
And the worst part is it's from Delish.
somebody put them on like Facebook, like the announcement of it. And I said,
Oh, that's
but
hilarious.
can I stick my penis inside?
Yeah, and then you got like 3,000 upvotes. And then you're like
Probably.
one of those like little kids on YouTube that go back. It says edited. Oh my God, thanks for all the likes, guys. I never thought this could happen. Crying face emoji
Never thank them.
as if you accomplished something.
No.
I fucking hate that. And they go like, go subscribe to my channel. Who are you? Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of
I
here.
know. Yeah, it's annoying.
Did
One
this
of the
go through
big
that
issues
process?
that's electroplated.
There we go. I
Um,
just thought of it. Perfect.
one of the big issues. That's a cheap ultra plated. That's a cheap electroplated item though.
It is cheap because there's like on the blade on the bottom. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Maybe right there,
No,
but there's like black spots.
that's an issue with electroplating. I mean, it's cheap price wise.
Oh yeah, yeah. These are 10 fucking dollars, and
Yeah.
they were abundant this holiday season, last holiday season. They were everywhere. So, and again, thank you, Fun World, for actually making this. It's awesome. Good on you for making a product that I actually enjoy. Everybody loves these, and they're great for conventions because I go to conventions a lot.
Anyway, people were complaining about the popcorn buckets that they're nervous and how dirty it's going to get their hands and their forearms because obviously the butter is going to get all over those teeth and they have to stick their hand inside of the bucket so those
So
teeth
you
kind of rub
so
all
you
over them.
so you fill the popcorn bucket and then you put the pocket pussy attachment on, and
Hmm.
then what you do is you cup your hands, because everybody knows that fisting isn't a real fist. You have to do it like this. So you fist you fist the vagina. This is getting worse as I think about it. Oh my God. So
Yeah.
you fist it and then you have to grab it and then keep it closed like a face hugger, also like a vaginal a replication. And you have to like be conscious, like to only take three little kernels of popcorn at a time. I don't know. Yeah, that's a great point. Or you don't clean it, and then that's how you know, no lube required. This is great marketing for Dune 2. All right, everybody, what did you pick up? Are you gonna pick up the Dune 2 sex popcorn bucket?
I mean, the butter's in there, right? Like you just use the butter as lube. Was that what you're saying? Because I took
Well,
it like you don't clean it, so
yeah, you don't
you
clean
use
it. You just
ejaculatory fluids as lube.
well, you're
But
watching
that
the
dries
movie.
and gets crusty.
You're watching the movie, right? So you're eating it as you're pulling the popcorn out,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
getting greasy. It's like lubricating it, and then you don't
yeah.
clean it. And since it's going to
Sure.
be like a soft material, um, you just take it home and then you just use it as is. You
Yeah.
don't have to add any lubrication to it. And then afterwards, you just get your sex toy cleaner and
It's
you clean
like
your
that,
popcorn bucket.
those like situations that everybody has in real life where somebody has their popcorn bucket on top of their dick and they're like, "Hey, you want some of this popcorn?" And then you always see the girl watch reach in and she's like, "Hey, what's this?" And he's
And she goes, "Oh my God, is that your
like, "Oh my God, what is this?"
uh-huh?"
It works with so many things. Popcorn buckets, pizzas, fried chicken buckets. Really, it's limitless.
Yeah, completely limitless.
Yeah. And girls are always okay with it too, just so you know. Like, don't ever doubt yourself. Always give it a try.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely not sexual abuse at all.
Yeah, so let us know if you're getting a Dune 2 popcorn bucket. That is the funniest thing I've seen all day.
Very good.
All right, everybody. I think I think we can end this train wreck now.
Yes. So thanks for watching our 2.5 hour long special
Exactly.
features.
I love how our special features went from behind the scenes to an actual feature.
Yeah, exactly right. It
God,
is it is feature length, that's for
yeah,
sure.
we've just worked in reverse at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, what do you guys think of the 27 movies that I have sitting over here?
Let us know. Let us know.
What do you
And
think
what
of
do you
Brandon's
think
new
about,
Mandalorian shirt?
yeah, let me know what you
Because
think about it.
I don't recall seeing that one.
I've worn it. It's been a while, but I've worn it.
He's very green.
Yes. And sexy.
Go away. I didn't even say the S word. Why did she start talking?
I don't know. She was interested in the popcorn bucket. It was a whole thing. But also comment down below. Tell us, what do you think about character options releasing the 14th Doctor's sonic screwdriver, but not the 15th Doctor's? When will we get the 15 Doctors one? Let us know.
The
When
other
you
sex toy that we showcased on the
was that?
special features. The other sex toy showcase on the special features.
Indeed. You know what's funny is I hate the design of it, but the 15 Doctor sonic screwdriver literally looks like the remote from Click.
And then you're gonna tell me that you went to a Bed Bath and Beyond and you actually found it there. Not the click remote, but that one based off that and you bought it. That's what I like to think.
That was always my dream. Go through the door that says Beyond.
Oh yeah. All right,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.